Hello, so today we're going to continue talking about functions. So let's go to this incredible world of functions in C++ topics, an array type for strings, and how to manipulate strings. So we will learn all of these incredible things. So what's a string in C? It's an array just made up of characters that has the end 0 or -0. So for example, name need 5 index variables, 1 for the last characters and 4 for the others. To declare, you can do it normally. For example, my name, João Victor, you can declare just the name of the variable, the type, the name, and how many space it's gonna get. In this case, you have just 10 letters and 1 space, 11 plus the indexed 0. You're gonna get 12 variables needed. And of course, these strings not equivalent to this because this has allocated 12 equally to this one here. So these two are equivalent. And if I declare each one separately, each letter separately, I of course need to put the 0. If I don't put the 0, I will not, if I don't put this into the curl parentheses or the curl brackets, I will not be able to, for example, to get the string with this at the end. To be able to do these things, we just need to include the directive cstring. And to assign a value to a cstring, you can just use a function like strcopy. That value is going to be passed to string. And to compare two, you'll just need to use this model here. So let's continue. More functions. We can take the length, we can concatenate strings with strcat. So write a program to receive and read two names of the third one, and join the first two in order to know if they are equal, if this is equal to the last. So let's just do here. So we're going to take name1 with 7 characters, name2 with for example, name2 with 7 characters again, and name, for example, 3 with 7 characters. One thing for 14 characters, and the first with 14, we will see 15. And this, for example, we have to compare with the last, right? So we will just put 14 also, because we have to compare these first two with the last one. So let's see, we want to concatenate the first two, so we're just gonna put name1. First we have to read, of course, send name1. After we have to read name2, and we have to read name3, and the program is going to allocate enough memory to fit exactly the number with the final 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have just 5 here. So this string is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry. Actually, this is just the name of the string, and name2. So we're just gonna get that, and so let's see if things are gonna work clearly, and just print the first one. So for example, my name, which is João Victor, so it's just, let's compile again, just this, and the third one, let's put Victor again, it doesn't matter. So here we don't, let's put even no, let's do just this way, and we have to compare. So to compare if the third one that we gave is equal to the first two, we just need to do the following. We have to use CRT-CMP, and if they are equal, it has to, it's a bool, so it's gonna give us true or false. So it's quite like that. So strcmp, just gonna take the first one, name3, for example, and name1, and we are going to compare, and we have to say if it's different, we have to say different. And I think this logic is a bit tricky because it inverts the order. and cout equal otherwise. See, if it's true, actually it prints different. So just let's see what's going to happen. So my name and so they're equal, right? That's very good. So we needed to just put this thing here. So let's do again to be better. See that these two are joined without space because we haven't ever put the space to separate them. So let's continue our class. So again, we don't use this to compare. We just use that CMP, strcmp, and we don't use this to assign. We have to use copy. So equivalence. Two strings are equivalent. They have the same number of spaces and the same indexed variables. So if a string has more space than another, it doesn't mean that they are equal. Actually, they are not. For example, this string here, char name, is different from, for example, 3 is different from char name 4. They are different. Actually, this string here is different. Actually, I could not have done that. This string here is of course different from the second, even though the program is going to fit these two strings to be equivalent, maybe. And of course, if we just allocate, for example, 10, and we could allocate memory dynamically, and we are just using like this. If we don't put the dash at the end, we would not have the 0 at the end of 0 here. We would just have this. So ABC, even though ABC is different, this is different if I just put ABC. Sorry. These are two different things because the second one ends with -0, which is a little bit tricky. So write a program to change the end positions of a C string to another C string which has end positions given both. Actually, in this problem, I just wanted to say for you to get these letters here and just put to the next. For example, it's going to be CD. I just wanted that, so I think it was a little bit strange. So suppose you have given a string name that has, I suppose you do this exercise before syn isolve. So you read the name and you are gonna get, for example, A, B, and C. And what I want really is that to change this for int I equals 0. Remember that every array starts with 0, ever. I plus, I'm incrementing here, and so what I want is just to change the name in the position I to the next one, to receive. So to receive name of I plus 1 in the character form, I have just to take the, for example, let's give a concrete example. We have to take the in the first position, for example, and we have just to get a B. But to get a B, we have to get the name, the AC2 associated in that table, ASC2, number associated or character associated. So I have to get the character, the number associated with character that's stored in this position, which is 0. For example, A. So I have to convert this number to a number. I have to convert this letter to a number plus 1. And I have to take this thing here and I have to convert to a char at the end. And I have to just cout the name. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking the name which is a char. I'm converting to int, which is the position in the AS2 table, which you should really know or you should see, and I'm converting to a char, right? Just that, nothing else than that. So just running, and I just read, for example, char, and it's gonna print. All right, it's gonna print the next ones, but it got an error of memory. I know why. It's probably because we have just 10 and we have given 10 here, but we forgot that we cannot use the 10 because there is 0 for the end, so we needed to choose just 9, so just chart. All right, the problem again. There was a problem here. What's happening? Let's see. If we have just read the name, which is a string, a C string, right? As it's here, a C string, but we have come to, it began with 0, and after it got to 9. So we have 9 numbers, and so it ends with a dash. We have converted each character to an int. We have summed 1, and we have got a character. And we have done that 9 times, exactly 9 times. So what happened of strange? Let's see again. For example, my name. So there is something here. All right. It's because I didn't use all the spaces, so it filled just with blank ones. So if I had to use, of course, the all space because it didn't say that to do anything else with the others. So I have to fill the space. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for example, if I have put 11 here and 10 for my whole name, it would be okay. It would change all the letters of my name. All right, so that's what it did. So I recommend you to train with that. Let's continue. So for the previous purposes, we use getLine. So getLine is a function, and I hope you pay attention to this. GetLine is just a function that has a constant, which is the size, and a string, right? A C string. So, for example, if we have this string with 7 characters and we getLine, the function is very suggestive. What getLine does, it gets all the line, of course. So cout string. So it's just gonna take the string with 2 characters. So if I have a string with 6 characters, it's just gonna get 2. If you type my name it's just gonna take my. Right. And if sin was used, it would just get my, of course. If it's 3, if this is 3, it would get the space, right? Let's see if it's true. Let's see. So I'm just writing a character, actually a string with 7 positions, and we're getting just a sin.getLine that gets this string and 3 characters. Let's see what happens. And see out the string that we have just read. So let's run. Let's see. So for example, if I type my name, just the first 2, because we have a space for the and dash, right? Is it that? Let's see. Yes, it is. So it reserves the space for the dash, the final 0, even with the function getLine. Very, very interesting. Write a program that reads one phrase and changes the letters by their next. We have done that, right? Almost. We have done just for a string. But to do for a phrase, we would just need it to, for example, get a big phrase with 80 characters. Let's change this to, let's put just string not statement. And get, for example, 20. And the letters that are, let's write this thing. So int I equals 0, I smaller than 20, and remember that it's going to allocate just the last for the dash, as we have already seen. And here we just do as we have done in the other exercise, right? So I invite you to re-see or re-watch that. So the function gets very important, and it gets separately the characters. So scene.get string1 is going to get, for example, the first one, and scene.get2 get string2 is just going to take this one here. We can use put also to print in the screen, and we have very much take care with and, because and breaks the line, and maybe we want to break or not the line. So as everything in the language, right? So doesn't matter what, not trivial. So what will be the output? Scene.get char that receives a char here. While char is not a break line, you read the statement. If the statement is true, you just print and you continue getting the char. Or better, you just take the char from the keyboard, following the statement. So it's like that. It's like this. You declare char ch, and you just scene.get the character. You just get the character. All right, while, let's see here, while, and here you just put scene.get ch, and while char, right? While ch is not, while ch is not a break of line in this case here. And we just read if for example, we don't need actually to give any conditions, we can just run. For example, we can write everything, and of course we just put an enter and just break the program, right? So nothing else here. But we could also put, for example, if ch equals, let's put here, in a character, actually, we can compare directly using this. We cannot do with C string. So if a character is just C, we just print C, right? We just print C to the screen. So let's do that, and we just see. So it's very, very interesting thing, very interesting command, very, very interesting, because it doesn't, we put the enter and it doesn't it doesn't break the line, it just continues reading. Very interesting thing. And of course we could also put more things here to the program, and it would get the same result with or not this double or not quoted. So let's continue. This is the same, it seems, sorry. It's the same thing, right? I'm sorry. So to continue talking about manipulating strings, we can convert uppercase to lowercase vowels and consonants, or right. And so why do the contrary? So, for example, if we want to convert this, let's see out. We want to convert this big A into a minor one. So let's just to lower. If we want, all right, it gets a number. Yes, that's true. So we could just take a character, a char, right, to get this number converted to a character, the corresponding character, which is going to be A, little a. If we have a little a, we could convert to the big one. So if you want to stay playing with this nonsense thing, you can do, but we are going to continue here. There is the isDigit, isSpace, and also more functions. So using do while, make a program to output the odd indexed variables of a C string read by the keyboard. It's very interesting, this thing I recommend you to do. And write a function that skips numbers and print everything else. We will do this other function here. So for us to read for a function to skip numbers and create everything else, we have just to create a function is digit that is gonna return a bool, right? And that receives a char C, and that return a true or false accordingly to our program. So it's just gonna, for example, it's a number has to be bigger or equal than 0. So the character has to be bigger or equal than 0 to be a number. And smaller equal than 9. It's gonna be a number. So that's what's gonna happen. So for example, if it's digit, for example, if we type char as ch, we will just have, for example, 10 characters, and we have to read from the keyboard ch, and for us to print just the characters that are not numbers, we have just to use a for, and we have just to, we could have use that function, right? For example, while and send.get, but we can use a for also. We can use a for also, but let's use a while to be not so conventional. Get, and we just read here a character which is ch, and also what we can do is just do another thing. We can just if for example, if it's gonna be true in this case, if is digit of C, in this case gonna return true. If it's a number, it's gonna be false. If it's not a number, else see out what? See out the, if it's not a number, it's gonna see out the C, right? If it's a number, it's not gonna see out anything, it's gonna be blank. So let's run. All right, while we don't break the line, of course. While ch is different from, for example, from this thing. All right, interesting. In this case, it's ch. All right, sorry. And it seems to be like this. Sorry again. All right, forbids comparison between pointer and integer. Pointer and integer, right? That's very interesting. So it seems that we have a problem here, right? So let's put here when the character is different from the break of line. Let's see where's the break of line. I have just forgotten here. So it's the dash from the left to the right. So it's just the dash from the left to the right. So the dash from left to the right. So if this is different from break of line, just use this. All right, there was a problem here because we cannot overload. Overloaded is digit of char of 10 is ambiguous. All right, so let's just use a for. Actually, okay, let it go. T equals 0, I is smaller than 9 because there is one 0 for the end. We cannot. If it's true, if is digit, you know, if it's different from is digit, we're just gonna print. When it's gonna be different for this character, just see out the character. So just finished, right? In this case, we could not just use the ch because it seems that call for overloaded digit is ambiguous, right? What's the problem with this thing? All right, it's true. We have just to use ch, which is indeed, here we cannot have, yes, we could. We cannot, we have to just index. I'm very sorry for that. All right, and we have to just print the indexed associated with this part. And so we can use, for example, my name again, which I'm using throughout this thing. And so I've got exactly, because there were no numbers, we could put numbers, for example, with 19 or 20. and so it's gonna skip the 20, right? Very interesting. And so indeed we are in the part that talks about strings, right? Strings. An observation is that sin skips spaces while getLine doesn't. We have talked about it. To read a character each time sin.get, just for char in this case. To read a character each time we just use sin.get. We have used so far the and to break the line, stopping signal. Let's try an exercise. We just get line and we just take sin, the line that we want to read. In this case, it's a string, right? And we use this E to stop reading. And how it's gonna be. So a string line, we just read, right? Sin and just line. And we actually, it will just be broken if we use just and, but the program knows that. And it will stop reading in such a way that we needed to have used ignore and sin.ignore one, and will ignore when this appears. And it's very interesting to use. Write a program that reverse changes each letter to the next. We have done that. I don't know why this is happening again. So to verify if two phrases are equal from front to back as from back to front, and don't consider space or any punctuation. Also, suppose that just lowercase letters are given. And some functions here are used for that. And to not extend this video very much, we will do that in another video. This continuation of strings and chars. So thanks for all today, and have a good weekend. So see you.